privacy, public. All right, you can share it from your page now. Public. Just tag
All right, I'll see you later, Unc.
you. Hello, world. Thank you for tuning in. Today is April 16th, 2025, and we have much to discuss with Chris the Boss.
It's your boy. What's up, motherfuckers? Communication's a must. And with long-term success, that's the route that I trust. Allow me miss and come back to hit us till we sit and think about it. We got much to discuss. Yeah, communication's a must. And with long-term success, that's the route that I trust. Allow me miss and come back to hit us till we finally try to fix it. We got much to discuss.
And we are back. Welcome back to the show. We're here for more. Much to discuss with Chris the Boss. This and every episode is sponsored by Flower Life Dispensary, located on 1401 East Stewart Avenue. Make sure you come through, especially if you're new. We got something for you. This time around, I need y'all to get with us immediately. Immediately. We are on a 420 bud hunt. 420 bud hunt. $10. Come in here and get your map. And explore this bud hunt journey with us. We're taking a journey through a few dispensaries, Light Sky Farms, Inspire Cannabis. Man, we got a few. Y'all come get with us. $10. Come and get your 420 bud hunt map. I need y'all to come in here and get that right away. The sooner the better. They are running out. Limited edition, $10. Limited edition. Come get ready for this Saturday, 419. We got the 420 bash, Flower Life, 30% off store wide. First 100 customers get free VIP bag. We got Tiger tickets, giveaways. We got a DJ with VIP guests. We got hydro dip artists. We got the food truck. We got the dunk tank. We got cash grabs. We got cornhole. We got the half court shots. Man, we got everything. It's going to be a celebration. It's going to be a party. For the 420 bash at Flower Life, is going to be the 420 bash will be on 419 this Saturday, April 19th, this Saturday. Y'all come get with it. Come get with it. We got all kind of pre-rolls, buy one, get one free deals, full moon chocolates. Oh my God, buy two, get one free. Damn. Tree Town edibles. Buy one, get one free. Midwest gummies, Canopy products. Buy one, get one free. Apex products. Buy one, get one free. Sauce reserves, 60% off. Cali Blaze gummies, $2. Man, we got it all at Flower of Life. The 420 sale on 419, 30% off store wide. Y'all come get with it. Come get with it. Like I said at the beginning, y'all come get your bud hunt maps, man. 420 bud hunt. So while y'all prepare to come down here right now while we film. We down in Flower of Life right now. I am here with our next special guest. Yes, it's about time we came through with more. And here to bless the show today, man, here's another special talent I've met performing through the Wine and Rhymes events presented by Jeff Sky. He's an inspiring artist, singer, guitarist, killing it on the mic every time I've witnessed it. He's even about to blaze the stage this Friday at the local. Ladies and gents, give it up for Gaddie.
Hello.
Gaddie, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, brother.
Great to be here.
How's it going today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, I can't complain. It only slowed me down.
Yeah, sunny day, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's trying to the sun poking out there. It's poking out.
Yeah, it is.
The weather can feel a little bit better, but we'll get there.
Well, it isn't snowing, so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As long as it ain't snowing, man.
Yeah.
It's that freezing weather that
Yeah.
be getting to me, man.
Yeah.
It's like even if we do get a little bit of snow, it's like if it ain't too cold, like I can manage. But
Yeah.
like that freezing weather, man, that's something else.
For sure.
So tell me, Gaddy, like how's it been for you as of late, man? Like finishing up, we're in the second quarter of 2025 now. You were all over the place last year, performing left and right, almost every week. It seems like, man, like how you feeling coming off a solid year in music, 2024, bouncing into 2025.
I'm really blessed, honestly, because looking back a few years ago, even in 2021, I was practically begging to play at most of the places that I'll be playing now, and just really wanted to get myself out there. And so every day, every time I'm able to get up on the stage and everything, I feel like that's God's blessing for sure, and the purpose of my life. You know, I feel really great. You know, it's really nice to be in the community that we're in, to where we're able to share our arts with each other, as well as people that may not have the will to have the arts, but they still enjoy it. So it's always great to do that.
Yeah, yeah. So what was your first performance last year?
My first performance last year,
Yeah.
uh, it was I did a dang. Oh yeah, I did this show at Totem with a couple of my friends.
Totem Books.
Yeah, Totem Books.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. How was
yeah.
that?
It was really good. It was nice.
Okay. Was that your first time performing over there?
No, 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 no. I performed there. I can't remember my first time playing. I used to just start at the open mics. That's how I started playing, with just open
Oh.
mics. I would go to open mics and things like that.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah.
They still have those going
Oh
on, don't
yeah,
they?
every third Friday.
Every third Friday.
Yep, that's right. I told him.
Okay, okay. When the last time you performed over there?
Um, can't recall.
So, but you've done it a few times.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
You've
I've
a
done it
few
a couple times. Yeah.
Okay, I've only performed at Totem once. I performed at Totem once. Um, Key Ray the poet had a show over there, June 1st, 2024.
Okay.
I performed over there then. How's it
Nice.
going, brother? Hey, yeah. But yeah. So performing, man, you be rocking it, man. You like your lyrics with the music, man. Your voice, it it touches the soul. It touches the soul for many, and we very much appreciate seeing you do your thing every time you get out there and start singing, man. Drawing the crowd into you, man. What's that like for you, man? Seeing all the people gravitate towards you every time you get on the mic.
It was first. It was kind of nerve wracking because I grew up with the go ahead baby, like in the Easter speeches and stuff like that. I grew up with like very much stage fright.
Yeah.
So like yeah, so like when I do it now, I was getting nervous at first, but my father was like he always like spoke life into me. So
Okay.
his idea was like if you're doing something that you already love to do, you can do, just do what you got to do. You know what I mean? So when I do it like that, it's very people attract to me. It lets me know that I might be doing something right. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it gives me the confidence that just keep going and keep striving as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did Now, so when did your share referral link? Oh my god, I can't click on the comments. I'm not sure what's going on. But when did you first start performing? When did Nah, before I get to that question, how did your love for music begin in the first place?
Uh, I really, I well, my father was a poet, and I grew up listening to like really much anything on the radio. I grew up like my grandma was born in the '60s, so she played like all the soul music from Earth, Wind and Fire to like Marvin Gaye, Gil Scott Heron, those type of things. So I just grew up around music, and music was always associated with love and family. And soon after, in the fourth grade, I went to Scott Elementary School, and I started playing. I started playing instruments. That's when I got into music, and I started playing trombone, and I was playing like baritone, and from all the way up to like from seventh grade to my high school year, I played tuba. So I really just, it's like it found me. Honestly, I can't explain it, but it was just, it's always been there, and I've always like enjoyed it, and I think I want to keep going until I'm gone. I think my kids ain't got to do it, but
That's what music could do
I
to
really
you.
love it. Yeah, it's powerful. You
That's what
know,
music could do to you. The
yeah.
first instrument you learned how to play was the trombone.
Was the trombone? Yep, I was playing blowing that trombone in fourth grade, and came back around fifth grade. I got another teacher, and he was like, your arms too short, so I had to play. I started playing baritone. Yeah, I know. I was kind of disappointed too myself, but I started playing baritone, and I just kind of, but I grew into loving. I mean, you kind of come across that like those people like you like to project their thoughts, so it could have been that or but either way, I feel like God has always been there step by step, so
Yeah.
that's been my main thing. But any if I could only play the harmonica, I play the best out of a harmonica or a recorder or anything. You know what I mean? Because I just love music so much.
That's
You
what's
know,
up. How many
yeah.
instruments do you know how to play? I know you said trombone, baritone.
Trombone, baritone, tuba, guitar. Uh, I used to play the drums in church. I do a good 1-2 beat type of thing.
Okay.
I've been teaching myself how to play piano as of recently, and I've been trying to do like harmonica. So that's about like seven.
Damn,
Yeah.
man, one man band out
Oh
here,
yeah,
man.
the voice is the original instrument, so that's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. And you said how old were you when you realized like your talents, your skills within music?
uh, it was about fourth grade.
About fourth grade.
Yeah, about fourth grade or so.
Okay, so
But I
about
but I,
like 8, 9 years old,
eight
something
nine
like
years
that.
old. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But I grew up like my family the Paytons, so they got a church like down. It's not open now, but like all my uncles, like my granddad had like 12 kids,
yeah.
so all my uncles play instruments like piano, drums, guitar, bass. It was like the full band for real. So I
Oh,
just grew up around like a bunch of musical people.
y'all ever get to play together?
No, no, not yet. But
Oh man,
one
that'd be
day,
nice. That'd
yeah,
be nice.
one day, yeah.
Have you got the witness like majority of your relatives play together at any point?
Uh, on that side of the family, yeah, but like on my mom's father, like my mom's mama side, they do like it's a couple people. Oh yeah, my cousin Corky, we did a show like last year. It was preserving the music with I can't Robert. His name is Robert, but I can't recall his last name as right now.
Yeah,
But he did a preserving the music where we were doing like 70s, 80s, 90s, and they were looking for a band. And my cousin who was like he like 60 years old, but he played the heck out of the guitar. And he didn't play like in Texas and all type of stuff. But he had a band, him and his friends, and I just put them on, and we ended up doing a show together. I was singing, I wasn't playing, but it was playing the guitar, and I had the drums and everything. So that was like the one time I did do something like that. Yeah, that was really cool.
and you said when was that?
That was last year in June 1st.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Damn. Okay, okay. It was a lot going on June first
yeah.
last year.
It
So,
was.
and you said
Yeah,
where was that at?
this was at the local too.
At the local.
Yeah, the local 432. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I was at Totem.
Nice,
I was at Totem June first for
nice.
Key Race event. Okay, okay, okay. That's nice. That's nice, man. So like I'm sure with learning so many instruments early on, you got to perform like at a very early age.
Yeah, yeah. So I mostly did like school concerts and things
Yeah,
like that. My first like guitar performance, I played "Ain't No Sunshine" at a Black History program
you
when
know,
I went to Beecher.
sunshine.
That was like my 12th grade year, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Said 12th grade year?
12. Yeah, that was my 12th grade year because I started playing like when I was like in 11th grade. My
Yeah.
teacher was Mr. Golden. He do his D Golden. He
D
do the
Golden, okay.
he do over the Hamady now.
Shout out to D Golden.
Shout out to D Golden. He gave me my first electric guitar. The electric guitar that I played. He was
Okay.
yeah. I used to bring my guitar to school. Like I wouldn't be doing my work. I was like I wasn't a terrible student, but I just was so interested. It was no music like class, so I was just in between my grade, like working and stuff like that, or on lunch. I'd be playing my guitar.
Yeah.
And one day he was like, I got this guitar just sitting in the corner. Like I paid like $500, but it just sitting in the corner. And I
Sitting
said,
there.
yeah, I'll take him. So like a month had passed, he ain't come. And one day I remember I had like stormed out of class. I was mad, stormed out of class. He was like, I was just looking for you. Had the guitar right in his hand. I blessed my whole day. I've been playing that guitar ever since. I never sell it. Nothing.
Still got the same one.
Still got the
Hey,
same one. I still
so
play with it.
let me ask this. What reasons did you storm out of class that day?
I don't even know. I said it should just be like, and in that specific class, we had a teacher in ninth grade in our ninth grade, but she had left, so they were looking for a teacher for like the longest time, and like it was this sub for like 3 years, but it used to just be so much pandemonium in class. Some days I just had to get out of there. It was insane. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm sick of this shit. So like, so if it wasn't for whatever led up to you storming out of class, is what led to you receiving that
No,
guitar.
well, he had promised. He had told me like a month prior. So I was leaving the class, but I was leaving the class. But he probably would have found me because it looked like he was coming my way. So I just
Okay.
yeah,
It's just perfect timing.
perfect timing for
Perfect
sure.
timing when it
I got right
happened.
back in class. It's like, you got two guitars now? Like, yeah, don't play
Yeah.
with me.
So, all right, 12th grade. So when did the consistency begin when you decided to take music serious?
um, that was it was right after, it was like right after high school. I had went to Mr. Golden. He does with Lost Champions. He does like studios and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
was that was the first studio I was ever in. Like I went there and he recorded me doing some stuff, and like I still, like, even at that point I wasn't really drawn to it, but I just really loved to write and sing and stuff like that. And I was writing all this stuff. It was personal to me, so I'm like, I might as well be the one to sing my song. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like I went to me and my friend, we went to a Tyler the Creator concert. It was like 2019, like September, and the way that he performed and the way that, like, the crowd was responding, all that stuff. I said that must be like the best feeling in the world, just to play your stuff and be so acknowledged and so respected. You know what I mean? So after that, I just started writing like seriously. It was like pursuing it.
About 2019.
Yeah, about 2019. I was 18 years old. I had been playing for 2 years before that, but I still hadn't, like, I was doubting myself. There was so much doubt in my
Yeah.
head, like, oh, well, it is, because playing guitar is hard, but once you get to going and going and going and going, that's on anything. Consistency is everything. Once I just
Yeah.
got consistent enough, the confidence was building, the self esteem was building, the skill was building, everything. It wasn't built overnight. It was work put into this. So
Yeah.
yeah, I put work in.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shit, I couldn't even tell watching you perform that there was any doubt at any point,
Yeah,
like with you as an artist.
yeah. And I mean, it's just all the things of being in your own lane. I feel like a lot of artists like today and stuff like that. When I talk to people, sometimes I tell them, like, it's all right to be different, and then, like, if you are talking about the same thing, talk about it differently. You know what I mean? Do it in your own way, because, like, nobody really can do what you can do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that was something I had to really tell myself. And like I said, like, my mom and my dad, I grew up like they were hardworking people, and they were, always full of life and everything like that. So I wanted to emulate that, as well as, like, I took in from them, just but there are moments of doubt sometimes, and slow seasons, very very slow seasons, where you think, like, dang, like, I done did all I could do, but God, for real, that's how I be feeling. I done did
Yeah.
all I can do, but then something else, then this happened or this happened.
That's,
Sometimes you got to go into yourself, and that's all right too.
yeah,
You know?
that's man, that's real. That's
Yeah.
real. For real, because you gotta it takes that extra push to come from within and get out here and figure it out. To really figure it out, man. But you can't give up.
No,
You
not
can,
at
you
all.
can't give up, man. Stay positive, and the correct doors are open for you.
Oh yeah, for
The
sure.
correct doors are open for you, for damn sure, man. Um, shoot, but when you started performing, what songs? What were some of the first songs? Because you didn't start it writing until a little bit after you started performing, right?
No, I started writing. I was writing and everything before then and there. Like when I first started playing guitar, I was writing poetry and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I did have a few songs that I was doing, but I was doing mainly covers because I just the confidence wasn't there in the
Okay.
songs
Oh,
and
to
things like
do.
that. But
Okay.
I
So
was
what was some of the first covers you did
uh
to break that ice?
Ain't No Sunshine.
Oh yeah, you said
I did Last Kiss by Pearl Jam because that's the thing I like I Won't Back Down, Tom Petty.
okay.
Um, like I was doing like a lot of folky stuff, like folk and rock and stuff like things like that. I'm trying to think that can't really. Like Tiny Dancer, Elton John. I fell in love with. I think like a lot of my songwriting and stuff like that was like including. I like a song with like a good story, a good message, and things like that behind it, or
Yeah.
something like that. So like I like Fast Car, Tracy Chapman, like things like that. Like really like guitar, like folky, soul, somewhat. It wasn't like soul at the time, but when I first started, I was just playing what I really liked for all the time. That's another thing about playing guitar or playing an instrument. You can play a song you like, and it'd be like, dang, this cool.
What was the first request somebody pitched to you while you were playing? I'm sure you've got many requests to do
it
some
it'll
covers.
always it'll always be the same thing, but that's the thing like I couldn't play everything. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it'd be like somebody make a request. I almost feel like they putting a quarter in my head. Like, hey, like jukebox, do this.
Jukebox,
Like
yeah.
for real. Like it'd be like American Pie, and I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't know how to play that. Like or like you sure you don't? I probably know that. Like if I was to listen to it, but I don't know the song. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I was just generally playing like what I like. I mean, somebody like, yeah, like that was it, like that, or like be like Freebird or something like that. I know how to play Freebird, but still,
I wonder is that I think I heard Kanan talk about that song before, Free Bird.
yeah,
Yeah,
Leonard
man.
Skinner. If I leave here tomorrow, I
Hey.
think about Tom. I mean, I think about Forrest Gump when Jenny was trying to jump off that balcony.
Oh,
That was the song that was playing, Freebird.
Free Bird.
Yeah,
Man, I ain't watched that movie in years, man. I had to
man,
go back and watch it.
that was
Hey, we got some people. I don't know why I can't operate the comment sections right now. It's not letting me click on anything. But we do got some what's good, Romel? Ashley K. Ashley K says, hey.
hey, Ashike.
Fury G 100. Ashley said his live performing goes crazy. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. What's good? Much to discuss. Ashley Kelly, hey Queen. What's good, Dre Hood? And Dre Hood said, bro is dope. Kane McGee said that boy good. Yeah. Yeah, man. Gaddie be rocking out, man. What was your first original pieces that you started to perform of your own, like outside of covers?
um,
Once you did gain the confidence to get out there and do your own work.
I wrote this song. It's "Can You Show Me How to Love," and I wrote that like in 2018 about this girl, and just about like not ever knowing how to love, but being able to partner with somebody and y'all teach each other something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's that. I started doing that, and then when I had my album special, like when I was going there under It's Deontay, that was
Mhm.
my first show. That was It's Deontay, and I did this party at my friend's house. It was a Halloween party,
Yeah.
and I performed my whole album out there.
Oh,
That's because that's generally what they wanted to hear. I
yeah.
was like, okay, cool.
Okay. Okay. How many tracks?
It's 7 on there.
7.
Yeah,
How many albums do you have total right now?
I have 2, but
Two.
but I yeah, but I mean, but I I don't be knowing like the specifications between EPs, albums, demos, all this stuff like that. But I mean I got a couple projects. One, two, three, probably like 5 projects by now. I believe so.
Okay,
But yeah, they
okay.
all split between the two. But I'm pushing the Gaddie more so now and kind of working on some new stuff and trying to expand. Like what I'm doing and stuff like that. I want to get some live music and stuff like with a band and things like that going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So coming off of a very hot streak with performing in 2024, what is your approach with new music coming up, with more performances coming up? Like what's your goals and your approach for 2025 with everything?
I want to do more visuals. As far as like so last year I did like my first music video, the cafe.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So that's something I never. Not saying I never thought I would do, but like it was so once I was doing it and in it, I was
Yeah.
like, man, this is fantastic. So I definitely want to get more visuals out this year.
Okay.
I've been taking like somewhat of like a break to write and like get some stuff going. But like once I start doing that, I definitely want to like get my band. Like I got a couple of people in line for
Yeah.
something like such, but I don't know. Like it's just really just be like in between. Like so in between, like when I drop a project, like I just started living a little bit more because like the one thing I realized when I first started making music is I barely lived. I wasn't even at my mama's house barely, and
Yeah.
like and so so for a while I was like really dry, like on the dry spell. Like dang, I can't write no song. Like what's going on? But it was really like that. I just had to preserve myself and like rest
Yeah.
and
When you
like
Because when you get out there and live a little bit, you got more to talk about.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I've been living. So now it's
That's
time
what's
to
up.
put it out.
That's what's up, man. Hey, I'm on the same thing, man. I've been living in isolation for too long, like you said, just sitting in the house, not
Yeah,
not doing enough. So I got to get out here and live a little bit,
yeah,
gain some new experiences. So it'll give me that it'll get the creative juices flowing
yeah,
to get back on that pen, man, and,
yeah.
and get the working on some new material.
Yeah, but and then in that too, like, cause I isolate as well. Like I've been in like an isolation type of thing where I don't have a car, so
Yeah,
I'll be I just be I be in the house, but it's sometimes it's those moments in the house where you can kind of get out of the crowd noise. 'Cause I feel like a lot of times you can go out, and one thing about being a performer or doing something like that, you're thinking about what the crowd like and what they doing and what that da
all
da
the
da da.
time.
But the real artistry, like when I was first doing my first album, I wasn't performing, so therefore I wasn't thinking about what the crowd was thinking. I was thinking about, hey, what is this great idea, or what's this thing that I should be saying, or da 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 da. Instead of
Yeah,
what could please the crowd, what could please you, and inevitably like make better of an artist. You know what I mean? That's what really
yeah,
does it.
yeah. I think it's something similar for me too. It's a sense of balance,
Yeah,
right? Like trying to find balance with what is comfortable with you, to your liking, what pleases you, what you want to get out there,
mhm.
and then like you said, balancing that with what the crowd may think, with creating something for the
Yeah,
audience, something to move the audience. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? You've gotten out there, you've performed, you've seen, you know, what type of deliveries can get people moving,
yeah,
so you be thinking about all that.
yeah. And see, that's the thing. Like I remember like this one time I was gonna play somewhere, and they asked me if I was an entertainer. And I didn't know what to say for real because like they were trying to think of like Prince or like Michael Jackson. They were entertainers, they play instruments. Prince can
Yeah,
play the heck out of a guitar, you know what I mean? But they
yeah,
they have the crowd moving, and that's another thing. Like everybody don't have to move all the time,
yeah,
and that was another thing I had to think about. Like because when I made something real, that was something I was thinking like, dang, like do I make another groovy joint? Or do I like go into this deeper stuff, this more introspective thing? You know what I
yeah,
mean? And that's the thing about music is some people gonna like it, some people gonna hate it, and sometimes it's like people ain't gonna know what to think about it. They gonna just be thinking. I play crowds where it's like nobody clap after the end, but like when I'm done, they're like, "Man, I just was thinking about what you was saying,"
yeah,
and they can't even react. It's just like you were just left with this thought piece. I feel like those are like the more interesting things. I think that's what I'm really gonna be driving for in this new music that I'm gonna be putting out. Is that just think about it. You know what I mean? I don't mind if if you find a beat to dance in it, that's cool. But other than that, like it's really just sometimes we just need to sit down and listen to something because
Yeah,
it's a lot of pandemonium and things like that going on in the world where everybody don't need to dance. Sometimes we just need to really just sit there and think with ourselves. And that's really
I like that.
important. Yeah,
That is important. That's very important.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, because I have caught myself right after a performer gets done, especially someone like yourself, and I'm sitting there just thinking, listening, thinking back on some of the lyrics, like, damn, so like, hey, that's why I started with you. You have a gift that touches the soul
yeah,
of others. If you can just like sit there and be thinking like on the music, what we just heard, it's like, man, that's some talent.
yeah.
That's some talent for
Thank you.
real. Yeah, that's a special gift, man. Um, I'm trying to work on evolving in that area as well. Keep people thinking.
Yeah,
Keep people thinking after you put the mic down, or if they hear something they just streamed of you. Keep people thinking, man.
and that's the thing. Like it's really like we us as artists, we just put stuff out. We don't like whatever the crowd or whatever this that and the third. Like we can't control like if they even want to think about it. It might just go one ear and out the other. You know what I mean? But as long as you doing on your part, it's coming from your heart, your soul. Like it's guaranteed to touch somebody else's. That's the another thing like about music is when I was writing my stuff or when I was going through things alone, I will always. That's the first thing you think when you going through something. Man, I'm alone, man. This, that, and the thing, like this thing and this happened to me. No, like individual experience when it comes to like mess or anything like that or hurt is the first thing. You're not the pioneer of pain. You know what I mean? So somebody else somewhere around the way got the same story you got. But as artists, it's our jobs to be real and put that stuff out because we don't know who that could be saving, that could be touching anything.
Man,
And that's the gift in it all. That's the real wealth in it. Not the money or nothing else, but that's the real wealth in it. Being able to encourage and help people through music and through song. That's a blessing. And I don't take that for granted at all. I love it, man.
man, I love it too. That is power of connection.
Yeah.
Power of connection. You connecting through people through music, man. It's hard to explain, man. I like how you just went in depth with it, though.
Yeah.
I like that. I really like that because it got me thinking. Now, like, shit, man, like, yeah, that's music is everything, man.
Yeah.
Basically, music is everything. Is
For
what
sure.
what he's saying.
I don't even know. I can't even remember last time I went a day without listening to music. It'd be like music really low key be the soundtrack of your life.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. It is. I be thinking of. I be thinking of hell. I think of theme music when I'm walking out the house and shit.
Man,
It's like
for real. Music
music.
playing in my head, everything. Like,
All right, new.
all right.
Take care, brother. Have a good rest of your day. Hey, come up here Saturday, man. Saturday, I'm performing too. We got all kind of good deals, man. All right, better that. Yeah, yeah. Y'all come through Flower Life, man. I'm kicking it down here with Gaddie, man. Flower Life Dispensary. Got all kind of deals going on, man. Don't forget about the 420 Bud Hunt. Get ready. Get your Bud Hunt map for this Saturday. 420 on 419. Let's get with it. Yeah, man. You it helps you perform, it helps you evolve with music. Cause then you find out, like you said, you're not just you find out you're capable of more in a way.
Mhm.
You're not just capable of making music for people to dance to.
Yeah.
Like now you realize like, man, I got people out here thinking. I
Yeah.
got people out here dancing. I got, you know, just all kind of different aspects when it comes to music. And I love the conversations that come about networking with people
Yeah.
after you get off stage. Like you said, like you never know how your music connects with someone, right? So like when you hear their feedback, it's you hear all different types of feedback. You might be hearing something you was kind of expecting, based off of the music you created, or you might hear something you weren't expecting whatsoever. You might hear something um, completely new, and just hearing different people's view of life just off hearing music, man. Connecting with new people, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's a beautiful thing, man. Music can take us so many places. You definitely give me Prince vibes talking about all the instruments. The instruments you play.
Yeah, he played all his instruments on his albums. He just paid people to come out and play,
Yeah,
do the show.
that's all. Like you give me Prince vibes. Think about all the different instruments you can play, man. For sure, for sure. I can see you doing something like that. Just coaching, consulting people to play them how you want to play them, like every instrument, shit like that. That'll be dope. That'll be dope. How close are we to getting the next album, EP or LP from Gaddie?
Uh, it's closer than you think.
I know you said some living
uh,
life out here, gaining new life experiences.
yeah,
You doing some more writing.
yeah. I've been working on some stuff. Thinking the next month. In the next month, I should be rolling out some new stuff. Yeah, but I've just been being honest with myself. Honestly, like it's a good like it was an idea that I was going through was to write in the hopes of like something. You know what I mean? If I didn't necessarily have love, I was writing in the hopes of having something. Something real, cafe, these different things. But now I'm like thinking I want to be digging more deep into myself, into my experiences. I feel like expression, like I was saying, like nobody is the pioneer of pain. We're not the
Yeah,
first to feel a heartbreak. You're not the first to do this, that, and the third. But I've been avoiding what like my true feelings or like things like that hurt that I have felt
yeah.
or ideas that I've had and just was like no this isn't gonna the vibe, you know what I mean, stuff like that. But it's yeah, in the next month I should be rolling out some new stuff, but it's gonna be a little bit more personal, more like think pieces in a sense. So yeah.
I try to ask most music music artists and songwriters this question: how is it for you transferring that pain or whatever life experiences, more so when it comes to the pain aspect of life experiences? How is it transferring that creatively into song form? Because for me, it's a little difficult. I get to thinking about things that bother me, different hardships in life, whatever pain I may go through, and I kind of get stuck there.
Yeah.
And like it's hard. It's difficult for me myself as a songwriter to transfer pain into music because I'm so used to thinking the things that can uplift people in a way. I
Yeah.
mean, talking about how you deal with your pain could be a way of uplifting people, but when it comes to like things that may seem dark, like in your life, and how do you transform into translate it into music in a creative way?
I really do. I do it the same as what I would do the uplifting things, but I do agree with you that it can be hard because like one main thing is like if you would listen to somebody like Rod Wave or something like that, who's constantly writing music about pain and stuff like that. When you writing that stuff, you low key kind of reliving it in your
Yeah,
mind because you gotta take it out your head, but in a sense it's like a release because it's like I finally get to get this off my chest, off my mind. It might, and it might, like it, it's just it's a whole form of therapy for me as well. Like, cause I'm constantly hearing music in my head, constantly.
yeah,
But the idea is to like write about my actual pain, to be vulnerable. It's hard. Like it's it's really hard. Like I can't. But when the thought comes, I try now. It's like when the thought comes to like write something, or and then like the first few lines or something like that, stanzas. The stuff that I'm about to put out now, I've
yeah,
been writing it for like 3 years now. But it's stories about my life from like years ago, going on in my childhood. You know what I mean? Growing up and with just my mom and my brothers. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that type of thing. I mean, being so young and having to like take the burden of like watching my brothers from time to time while my mom would work, things like that. Like that stuff, when you grow up, you're like, well, it ain't never gonna be like that. But some of that stuff just it stick with you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So the best way to do it is to be able to do it like how we do it, like in artistry. That's what I say. Like the gift of expression, is something that no artist should take for granted. And if any given chance to tell your truth, to tell your vulnerable, like to be more vulnerable, to tell your story and things like that, it should be always a go. You know what I mean? It should never be held back because in the end, like those type of songs are human.
Yeah.
And one thing that I grew up like, my mother wasn't like this, or my father was definitely wasn't like this, but around my family, maybe cousins, aunties, and stuff like that, it was a given thing that like if you're a man, you don't cry. It's not. It's that. But like my idea of being strong is doing the one thing that nobody else would do. So if I gotta cry, or if I'm feeling this type of way, or like showing myself, or a lot of men they'll eat dirt and say it tastes good. You know what I mean? And just live on, even though that dirt killing them. But like I'm even better. Like I'm glad that like I got to understand this idea so young, to just do the thing that scares me the most, do the thing that the most vulnerable thing, the emotions, the like the crying. I cried like all the time. When DMB, not just because I got a boo boo or nothing like that, but like but yeah, like it is hard to do it, but it must be done because if I don't do it, not saying nobody else will do it, but nobody can do what you do, like in the way that you win it out, like that idea or whatever you have, because
Yeah.
everybody gonna get that idea of like, oh, but no, this too sad, no, this ain't doing it, but just do it because it came to you and nobody else. So it's our responsibility as artists, if anything, to do that. You know what I mean? That you don't have to. You can make happy music your whole life, but that's not the reality. It's balance, like you said. It's balance. We have to practice duality. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's one thing. It's a tricky ride. I mean, me writing this stuff for the longest as I've been,
Yeah.
just talk about like past relationships, stuff like growing up and just with my mom and everything like that, and even my own struggles, like when I was 21 and drinking and things like that. I
Yeah.
don't drink now as much as I was when I was 21, but it just seemed like easier because I grew up around alcoholics. I grew
Yeah.
up around people that smoking and doing stuff like that, but they seemed happy while doing it. But all the while, they was hurting. You know what I mean? And I realized that I don't want to like submerge my hurt with all these other things, but instead I want to just develop that and transmute that into something that can be beautiful. Pain can be beautiful as well because on the
Yeah.
other side of that is the healing. When you in the valley, you gonna get to that mountain eventually. But if we don't acknowledge these valleys and things like that, you know what I mean, we would never appreciate when we are up there. You know what I mean? So you gotta give yourself that reminder. I felt like this, I was like this, but I'm here right now, God. And only because I acknowledged that when I was down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how you really appreciate that's how you appreciate the sun. When you didn't see in the winter, the whole time, the cold weather, all that stuff like that. When the sun come around, you like, you ain't gonna be like, I can't wait till winter. No, you gonna enjoy that sun because you know the darkness gonna come again. You know what I mean? So like that's the point of writing, the ups and the downs because it's just constant reminders of myself and anything. You know what I mean? I go back and listen to my music all the time because it's like, wow, I was there, but
Yeah.
now I'm here right now. And even though I know one day I may get there, I still know like when I'm here,
Yeah.
I appreciate it more. So that's what it just that's all it be for me. You know what I mean? And I think you should venture out into that journey as well. Of writing about that because you grow when you start writing about the uplifting things, you can appreciate they can, and then the crowd, the audience and things like that, they can appreciate that more because you real. They know everything ain't sunshine, butterflies. It's gonna
Yeah.
be what it's gonna be sometimes, but it gets better every time. You just got to keep it up. That's how I feel.
Man, I like you. You really gave me a new perspective on how to approach that for myself moving forward.
Yeah,
I like that. I like how you went in depth just there. I agree. As an artist, it is our responsibility to tap into that level of creation,
right.
of putting pain, showing how we deal with pain or whatever we went through, for the listening ear. You know what I'm saying? Because Music is everything,
Mhm.
and we took it upon ourselves to create something for create different moods. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Things that that'll drive different moods
Right.
in a certain direction. So it's like we have to push through
Right.
and create what's need to be done. So yeah, yeah, I don't really know how I want to articulate that, especially following up how you just wrote that down. Because I'm listening, like, man, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. I can do better. Just listening to you, I can do better. Cause I get stuck. I get stuck just reliving those times, and it's like damn, like times I really was trying to get past. When I think back on them, you know, is it? I don't know. It feels like I get pulled back to those hard times in a way, and it's like I don't know. It's like a mental hold.
Yeah.
You know, it gets difficult, but just listening to you, I think I can. I think I can find a way to break through that hold and stop allowing like those dark times I had to make it through. You know, not to translate them into something that could be an inspiration for others
Yeah.
in music.
That's like another thing. I grew up like listening to like a lot of like motivational speakers, but one thing that like really stuck out to me was like Murphy's Law.
Yeah,
And like one of the most common things that most people say is if you doing something like you on a path that's doing something and all this adversity start coming, so all these thoughts that you were just writing all this stuff and all doing all these things, that's natural, and that means you on the right path. You know what I mean? Because when you doing something for that's in a way like, not saying not what you're supposed to be doing,
yeah,
but maybe in your comfort zone, maybe something that you've always done or something that's crowd pleasing or something like that. You bound it. I mean, it's gonna seem like things doing, but you're not like. I feel like when I was into that type of thing, when people was like, "Oh, you doing good," or "You doing this, that, and the third," so whoop de whoop de whoop. Like I wasn't getting any better because I was taking that in and like, okay, well, nothing needs to change. Nothing. I don't need to write this sad stuff because why would I write this sad stuff? Everybody doing this thing like that. But once you start doing like really getting into a path of when you about to elevate and really move, all that adversity gonna come because it's that little piece in your brain that's like, no, 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 don't do that, don't, no, 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 no. But that's what
yeah,
you really want to be doing, and that's why like isolation, it can be good because all the other outside noises sometimes can really crowd your own mind and doing everything else, and even sometimes like I said, I know I said I don't go days without music, but some days I did go without music just because you gotta do your own individual thing. You know what I mean? And your own have your own individual thought. You know what I mean? That's really just and think about others, of course.
yeah,
When you're doing stuff, because that is something as well. You don't want to just be saying anything off the wall, but just have a balance in between you and your source. My source is God, of like the first thing. You know what I mean? But you know, have confidence in what you're doing and have confidence in all. Even if you don't do it, even if you do it and it bombs or whatever, there are no wrong answers. Everything can be put into something that's put towards progress. The fact that you even got the idea out, the fact that you even did the thing, you
yeah,
should be already applauding yourself that you even did it. You had an idea, and when thought goes into action, and action goes into that. You know what I mean? That's the whole formula. It's the thought, the action, and then the product. You know what I mean? And just to be able to do that, you've already won. You've already gained something. But to do that, to see that, and then get to go on action, then all these other things, different things, da 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 da. Girl calling
yeah,
you that ain't called you in a minute or whatever. All these problems, your car messed up. You ain't know how you gonna pay your rent. This all these different things start happening out of
yeah.
nowhere. You thinking like, what's going on? That's because you own what you're supposed to be doing. And
That's
that and
so
that's
true.
just the simple down to it. Even your own mind, your own family be your enemy, but your own mind can be your enemy. You know what I mean? But you gotta learn to just push through that. Like inevitably, it's gotta happen.
Being being trapped in our mind, we can be our own worst enemy.
Seriously.
We can be our own worst
And
enemy for sure.
sometimes those thoughts don't even be yours. It could have been somebody said like 2 years ago. But since it's subconsciously locked in your brain, it's like ammunition for like whenever you're doing something. Every time you ain't good enough, you might as well stop. You might as well da 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 da. You ain't like you just can't. You just like no.
Especially depending on who you hear from
Yeah,
too.
exactly, man.
Yeah.
You hear some messed up stuff from like I didn't heard some crazy stuff from people I loved and deemed like the times where I ain't love myself. Sometimes I love them even more because, but when you hear something from somebody you really love, man, and that hurts you, it'll hurt you. It'll cut deep. It's like getting shot in the head, like from the front, because you
Yep.
that's how like when they say you get shot from the front, I mean you knew that person. You know what I mean? They ain't really, but like it's that's how it felt. Like it felt like dang that's why I've like learning and growing. Like I said, my source is God and myself. So I have to learn. You have to learn to roll your own boat. You have to learn to be your own motivator. Because if
Yeah.
ain't nobody gonna do nothing for you, you really gotta be your own. So just imagine everybody beating you up outside, and you go home in the crib, and you just look at the mirror like, ugh, you just da 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 da. Like who gonna be for you if you're not even for yourself? So you gotta really be for yourself and anchor yourself in something. I anchor myself in God. But you anchor yourself in love and in confidence and all these different things that are good.
Yeah.
Because all the other stuff just gonna draw on you every time. There's no holding, different things. I mean, of course we're gonna have the bad days and stuff like that, but mainly just know that, everything gonna be all right. That's the
Yeah.
general like I think back so many times where or if you ever talk to an older person, like, you know what I mean? They give you all this advice like don't stress, don't do this, don't do that. Or the
Yeah.
times where I was thinking like I was in my finals of high school or even like relationship trials, I was thinking like this is like the worst time of my life. But I bet you can look back and see something like, man, that wasn't even nothing. And that's
Yeah.
that's I mean, we're right now we practically living in a memory. We can have these different things going on, but it's like you 10 years from now, you be like, that wasn't even that bad. We gonna always have like a new set of problems, new set of things, but I mean that's just life.
We're
It
living
just
in a
goes whatever
memory.
it is. Everything is a test. Yeah,
It is. It's all a
it's
test.
all a test, and it's just how you respond to it and what you do is what really count. You know, like a test, you can pass, you can fail it. So the choice is yours for sure.
Yep. I've passed tests. I failed tests, but you got to keep going.
No, for sure.
I like how you said, letting God be the anchor. That's letting God be the anchor. I feel like it's tapping into our own divine powers, our own divine energy within,
Yeah.
and then that's how we connect more with God and approach things the correct way.
See, and that's another thing. Like, because I started reading the Bible even more, and one of the first things is like seek ye first the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
The kingdom can not only be the what's in heaven, but in your mind. You got to understand that what you think is your reality. So like every time when I tell my brothers and stuff like that, when you anchor yourself in God, you essentially anchor yourself in yourself as well, because God ain't gonna be nothing for you, but like He ain't gonna do nothing but be for you.
Yeah.
He for himself as well, but he his word is ever so powerful. It's ever so loving, and when you go into God, you essentially going into yourself. You get accountability from God. You get your kindness from God. You get conviction from God. But we generally learn to live and how to be and love thy neighbor and things like that. It's all type of different things, and like it's gonna be like I had a big struggle like growing up because what God was saying and the people around me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But at the same time, that's why you just really like tapping, like you said, tapping into yourself and tapping into God. You got to get your own perspective of God as well, because a lot of people will use that for ego or personal interest. So you got to
Yeah.
make sure like you can't get this one experience from a church or something like that, or what somebody else said, and then God did this, because that's how they got into America. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how they was, doing. They was using that same God for slavery and things like that. But you have to get your own perspective. You have to get your own thought on it and everything like that. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it can be used for anything. Somebody can say this in the name of God, but that don't mean necessarily He said that, and that can be just playing into their own thing. But because they know that I just said God did this or da 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 da. Da.
Yep.
Now they got you. Now you like, man, I don't love, man, God, man, no, I don't do that God stuff, da 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 da. But it's no, man. God is like the God I've learned to love. He essentially loves his people,
Yes.
everybody, and that's why I walk amongst everybody because he loves everybody. So I must,
Yep.
and that's even a verse. I mean, you can't even love God if you don't love your own brother, your own sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
man.
that's how can we claim the love of God? You know what I mean? If we don't even love the people that's next to us, the people that He blesses us with. You know what I
Man,
mean?
for
So
real.
that's another thing. We gotta. It's a lot of like evil, hate, all these different type of things, especially in America that we starting to come in. I mean, honestly, like when I was learning about racism and things like that in school,
Yeah.
elementary school, I was like, no, I ain't gonna have to deal with this. It just don't make sense to hate somebody
Same.
for their choices, their religion, even religion and stuff like that. I don't just be like, you worship Buddha, you a Muslim? No, not, like that type of thing. No, man, because as long as they doing good for themselves or something like that and stuff like that, like I love my people, man. My people like anybody, man. My brother, my sister, no matter our color, no matter race, religion, anything like that, man. You gotta really,
I
because
believe in
essentially that's
positive energy.
yes, and like it's yeah, it's so many times where we can just try to this like I'm with this group or I'm with this group or like no, you ain't this or you ain't even a legal citizen or all these different things, but it's just like man, this none of this is really ours, bro. All this border and everything like that, man. This we just on borrowed time. We just
Man,
passing through, man.
for
Everybody
real.
want control of everything and everybody want to rule the world. You can't take none of this with you when you
When we
die.
really need to be working together.
Man, working together,
Working
like for
together.
real. The
Like,
people,
for real.
especially the people, like that's all it be. Like people be working hard and doing stuff like that. They don't want to get the money taxed or whatever, so they vote for this, that, and the third. But if anything, we just gotta look out for each other and band together and stuff like that. That's like one of my like main goals. The music is one thing, but like once like I start working and stuff like that, because I'm going to school for carpentry and stuff like that. So once I
Yeah.
start working and doing stuff like that, I really plan to implement like good things back into the community. I grew up in Flint, like all East Side, North Side, all over the place. I was raised all around Flint, but I
Yeah.
noticed that with the construction of everything that's going on downtown, in town, there's still things that need to be worked on. There's trash along the streets and stuff like that. Like it's a lot of stuff that's yet to be done. And essentially, I guess I'm the generation that's supposed to be helping or whatever. We the new adults. We the future that they were speaking so much life into. So I
Yeah.
really want to give life back into the city. And, not just in the specific areas, but like the places I grew up in. I grew up all around Regencies, Terrace, Howard Estates, all of them. I grew up all around that. But
And there's work to be done everywhere.
yeah, work to be done everywhere. Not even just in Flint, but where I'm coming from, that's gonna be the first start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And we're all put here on this earth, to share time for a reason.
yeah, and I never been the type like I never was just like you would think that because of what you see.
Yeah.
Like the one thing that why was I born in Flint? Why was I da 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 da? We are literally like we
I used to
here
ask
for
the
a
same
specific
questions.
yeah,
Yep.
because it's like out of all the places in the world, Flint, Michigan. But hey, man, it's what we're here. You know what I mean? You really be the change you want to see in the world. If you don't like litter and you see trash on the ground, heck, get a couple of your cousins, get a
Pick it
couple
up.
of your friends. Let's pick up some trash. Let's take out some time of our day and beautify our neighborhoods. Let's
Yep.
let's let's let's
Be
let's
the change you want to see.
yes, be the change you want to see, man. That's
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Because like you sit there, the energy you put in, y'all probably heard me say this before, but the energy you put into complaining, the same energy you can use into finding a solution,
Exactly.
fixing the problem, whatever it
Exactly.
is.
Cause,
Like,
cause that like complaining, frowning take more muscles than smiling. I mean,
man,
you, you, you,
for
you don't,
real.
you don't even feel good frowning. You just stand there. I'm mad. I'm this. I'm that. This, that, and the third. This trash all over. This, that, like houses and stuff like that, like burnt
Aging
down and stuff like.
yourself.
You just stress. Instead of like, hey, let me just take time off Netflix. I'm not gonna binge watch my show today. It's a beautiful day. Let's get some trash bags, stuff like that. Let's pick up some stuff. Like the kids ain't reading their Flint. Let's build some like little book libraries in in the projects or whatever,
Yep.
wherever else. You know what I mean? Because I mean we complain so much. Even like this new thing where it's like these young these da da da. But as I was in high school, I noticed like programs like of expression. like the music programs is like the first thing that go out in the school. Like
Yeah.
in Beecher, we didn't have a music program after a while, but it's all about like giving people the means to do stuff. If we have nothing out, we can't expect nothing but nothing from anybody. You know what I mean? But if we give people opportunities to grow, to express themselves, I'm talking community gardens. I'm talking like even stuff like arcades and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
just these different avenues and activities, then that's when we can start. Cause that's all it be. When you ain't got time to do nothing good, like you ain't got nowhere to put your good,
Yep.
you gonna inevitably go to try to do something bad or try to do like this, that, and the third. But if we give these kids something to do, I guarantee you that it'll be a total turnaround. Put them in a better positive direction. Teach them about something like I grew up gardening with my grandma. You know what I mean? Things like that.
Yeah.
Those type of different walks. We got Formar. We got all these different avenues and preservations, stuff like that, that we can be throwing them into that instead of just putting them into like the next horrible situation. You know what I
Put
mean?
them into something essential.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
change the mind to want to like. Because another thing is like it's like I think material drives everything. Like what this person
Yes.
got, this person got. Like it's and it plays into like what the girls like sometimes. You know what I mean? Because if you drive like I honestly I ain't a scat type of dude because I'm thinking about like my gas. Like I don't want my gas to run and stuff like that. But if we just change the
Yeah.
mind to where it's like you don't have to have everything all the time. You don't have to have the freshest shoes because if you want the freshest shoes, fresh clothes, everything getting expensive. So now you're gonna
Yes.
turn into alternatives of what? How can I be making money? How can I be making fast money? How can I be making da 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 da? Instead of everything just being one day at a time, or not even like wanting to have all these things. I mean, I'm glad I didn't grow up like my brother. Like he like that. He like fashion and stuff like that, and buying like $400 pair of pants. I'm like that just it just don't make sense to me. But that all this competition of who got this and who got that when somebody ain't eating, somebody ain't got nowhere to sleep tonight. All these different things, like man, like come on now, come on now, like like seriously, $400 on some pants is insane.
I could have got about 6 pair of pants. With
Yeah,
that
six
six,
pair of
man, about
pants,
10.
six
About
pair of pants, six wings in the front.
man,
And
for
a
real.
little bit for myself, a little change. But seriously, like it's a lot of avenues I feel like that need to be really looked at around the city and things like that that we could like as a community, especially
Yep.
all it takes is a couple people for real.
That's it.
Three, four, five people. Three, four, five people picking up trash along Carpenter Road. That's all it like that these different things that we thinking that we need a whole team of people or a whole thing. But, like it really can
Yeah.
just start with you. And one
It.
person see another person doing it and they're like, oh hey, they doing this, that, and third. You know what I mean? Or bringing the community out for like, activities and things like that. That's
Yeah.
pushing positivity and pushing towards peace more
Lead
so,
by example.
leading by example for
Lead by
sure.
example. We gotta
Yeah.
break these cycles, man.
Yeah,
Gotta
'cause
break
it's
these
easy.
cycles.
It's easy to dip into it. It's easy to get into like the wrong influence, especially if mama ain't home, daddy ain't home. You know what I mean? You just ain't got
Yeah.
all this time. You see all these kids hanging out at the park. Now all of a
Yeah.
sudden you doing, you 16, 17, you're 15, 14, smoking vapes and doing stuff, all these different things that nobody really hold nobody accountable anymore. I've heard a Dare program in a minute. You know what I
Oh
mean? So
man. The
it's
dare
like
lion disappointed in a lot of
yeah,
us, y'all.
yeah.
The dare lion disappointed in a lot of us. And it's not too late to change for the better.
Yeah, no, never, never too late,
Not
never.
too
Like
late.
as long as you give breath to your body, as long as you have today, it's always today is always better to make it for tomorrow.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it really starts with yourself, and getting out into the community, networking, seeing what everybody doing, and see what people doing. You got to be around people that you want to be. If you don't want to be lazy, you can't hang out with five couch potatoes. You be the sixth couch potato. You know what I mean?
Man.
You got to get up in the gym and meet some people, group up with some people. You know what I mean?
Don't want to
It's
be a
it's all about your surroundings and it's all about the people that you hang out with that define who you are. You know what I mean? And
yes.
yeah,
Yes. Be mindful of your support system.
yeah,
Those around you. How would you put emphasis on having a solid support system?
it's everything. It's because I essentially believe that everybody that you come across is so they mirror like who you are and what you would like your kind of ideas of like at the time. You know what I mean? So if you like your support system is everything, but like, uh, it's good to just have people that are equally on the same type of level that you on for real. Like the people that's willing, like if you want to come up or you ready to like do for your community or do for people, you should have people that's equally yoked around you, at
Yeah,
least. You know what I mean? Because even one bad apple can spoil the whole thing. You know what I mean? It can change the mind of if one is willing to. So your support system is generally like basically like not saying you should have five U's around you, but
yeah,
it's good to have a great support system. You know what I mean? I believe I have a great support system when it comes to my family and things like that. But it can overall like change your thought. You know what I mean? Because if you like I was saying, like when that one person say one thing about you, and it just take you, but you love that person so much.
yeah.
Like the same thing could be in the support system. You know what I mean? It just gotta have people that, like I said, like equally yoked, equally wanted to do, for better and everything like that. Can
And you
and
don't want a bunch of yes men around you
no,
either.
no, you do not
Yeah.
want a bunch of yes men because there will be no progress in that.
Yeah, like
There,
you touched on that earlier. Like you want to evolve, and
yeah,
just telling me you're doing good, telling me I'm doing good, or this is going great, or
yeah,
you did this. Yeah, that's not really helping me.
yeah,
Like let me know about the things that I need to improve on.
yeah,
If I missed a mistake of mine, you know what I'm saying, I trust somebody close to me to point it out.
yeah,
Be like, hey, Chris, you can work on this. You know what I'm saying, moving forward, this can make this better. You know what I'm saying, you always be open to suggestions and change.
yeah.
You never know what can help you change for the better, because we don't know it all.
No,
we,
we
we we
don't.
don't know it all. We're
If
not
anything, we
perfect.
know nothing.
Yeah,
That's the
man.
best way to learn it. Say if you like that. That was that's what I'm saying. Like one thing about like yes man, they're getting stuck when the crowd like you,
Yep.
stuff like that. You just like you feeding into this thing. So it's like you don't want to change, but then you're like, dang, like I want to change, but I can't change because these people like this or this and the third. So you like yeah, like and one thing like when I was starting to, I was working with this band called Glenn. They out there. When I was living out in Clio,
Yeah.
we had ran into each other. But like one thing I noticed, like their dynamic was all of them were going for the same thing, was to make music, was to gain notoriety and things like that. But each of them had their own individual thought. They had their own opinions and trying to improve each other constantly. It wasn't like, oh, you just dissed me, da 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 da. The person really just heard him out. It was like, and that was one thing I had to do, starting to learn how to take criticism, take from
Yeah.
people,
That
especially the people that's
constructive
close to you.
criticism.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
my mom always told me like like sometimes people tell you something because they love you. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So that like the people that love you gonna tell you like you can walk around all day with something on your face and nobody say nothing to you. You walk up to one person you love, they're like, hey man, you got a little something on your face. That's exactly how it is. You
You
know
got
what
to
I mean?
learn. You got to
You
know how to differentiate the delivery.
yeah,
Because some
exactly.
people be like, "Oh, he came at me a certain type of way," but think about it. He didn't have to tell you that shit.
No,
So,
not at all.
like, you told me something for the better. Like,
And
if I got off the stage and Gaddie, you came over and said, "Hey, Chris, man, your energy was off," or you know what I'm saying, you could
yeah,
have did better. I seen you do better. I'm not. Oh, Gaddie hating. No, you
yeah,
said you want to see me perform better.
yeah.
Like you said.
And because if anything, like some stuff like to a degree where you have to acknowledge like your own fault as well. And so
Yep.
like if you say you was
Accountability.
yeah, and say if you were like up there performing and you might have thinking in your head when you're done like maybe this wasn't my best show, something like that. Even before I even said anything, but for somebody to say something, you like nah, like you get offended. That's like kind of like going against yourself. And I thought you had you know what I mean. So you got to really like no like I said you have to be discerning because sometimes it could be like a hater or something like that. But what's to say but so, take that in and just think like, okay, well, how can I improve? Because it could be something for better. If somebody say your energy up, well, how can I improve my energy? Maybe I should start, working out or something like that, or doing this, or get my cardio going or something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? These different things. You know what I mean? Just see. If it
Yeah.
ain't nothing that's like you shouldn't do that. You should just quit. Something like that. Like nah,
Man,
you.
yeah, then that's
That's how you're like. Hold on, now, hold
it's a
on.
little severe
Hold on,
there.
now, yeah, for real, like something like that, but it's like it's something, the little light, something, well, maybe I could, let me see how to invest in that, you know what I mean? So yeah, for sure,
Yeah, exactly,
yeah.
exactly. What's some of the things along your music journey have you not have you not cared to deal with? Like, what's some of the bullshit you had to deal with along your music journey that you didn't like?
Um, really just uh well, one thing I know is like a lot of people would try to like this is why like my father was always telling me get into the business side because if what you like what you don't know somebody else gonna know and what they'll do is they'll try to take advantage of you. So just really get into your basics. Like that's what I had to do. Was like a lot of people were starting to like kind of like oh you got this gift and my thing was I really didn't want to make money from what I was doing. I just
Yeah.
really like to do it. So once
Yeah.
I started making money, that was like it was all right. This is great, and then like but like yeah, it was a lot of times where like somebody might have tried to take advantage of something like this or do this and then third. But I just kind of like shutting that door. At first, it would seem like oh man, like what did I just do? I just stopped everything that that was coming my way. But sometimes shutting that door gonna open up the next one. You know what I mean? So I had to. That was one thing was like learning how to let go, like of some certain stuff in certain crowds, being around certain people, doing things like that. And that's just what come with it. I
Yeah.
didn't like it because like low key, I just like sometimes like when I growing up, I was a loner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was I found myself alone a lot, or like not really like popular. So I had a couple friends called close, but really like that stuff. So sometimes when I was going into these business situations and things like that, I was
Yeah.
leaning in thinking like, oh, this a friend, this a da da da. But the end thing is like some of this stuff be really cutthroat. Some people really don't see friends; they'll see business, and they see a way to manipulate. You know what I mean? And you just kind of that was the thing I had to learn to do.
Tay Boogie,
Hi,
love you.
was
Have a great day. Yeah.
yeah, that was really that was it. And another thing was like it was a couple times it was like race play. You know what I mean? Because when I first started playing, I was playing like folk music and like blues, that type of stuff like that. Like not traditional like now mainstream, but like when I me coming from like just listening to all type of music, like
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix and Lenny Kravitz, like
Yeah.
stuff like black rock stars. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It just seemed normal to me. So like when people would try to play that into that this is black music, this is white music, this type of term, it just be like now I'm just like everybody got a right to expression, man. If you
Yeah.
say one thing how you say it, just do it, man. That's how it was.
When you sitting back looking like shit, it's just music.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
now, yeah, like, yeah, because you can kind of get into. Like, I feel like that's low key. Like sometimes it's like be like an American thing too. Like
Oh,
everything just be
definitely
playing
American
everything in
thing.
black and white for real.
Yeah.
It's sad.
I'm cool with people in
Yeah,
other countries and
yeah,
continents. It's definitely just an American thing.
yeah,
Like, don't
yeah.
nobody do that race car shit everywhere else.
No,
Just
man.
us. Just over here. Everywhere else, like like we're not a couple black people. They're not a
Yeah,
couple white people. Oh no,
yeah.
we're Michiganders,
Yeah,
if
no, for real.
anything.
I went to Canada. It was insane. Like everybody was talking to each other like neighbors. I was like, "Y'all know them?" They're like, "Nah." I was like, "Dang."
Yeah,
It's just
man.
natural friendly. That's the type of environment I want to raise my kids and at least a
Same.
good little community. So
Fuck being around all that hate.
yeah,
And
hating and you talk to somebody, what you want? Like, what is like, dang, like I just generally want to say hi.
you
How you
notice a
doing?
lot of pride and ego getting away.
Yeah, yeah.
People
And
got that issue
it's
bad.
so like now it's like people like they try to make it popular to be solo, to be like this, to be like I'm all nonchalant, I'm this, that, and the third. But it's like it's human to be communicative, to be around people, to be that type of thing. That's what Because without that, if you was really like solo nonchalant, like they be having a little post to be like, would you stay in this room? Maybe like one of them band rooms for like a year, no books, no phone, no nothing. People will go crazy. Like, I need to
Man,
talk to somebody now, please.
man,
I
go
need to talk to
crazy.
somebody, yeah. But it's like, nah. It's natural. It's a natural thing to be very communicative and to be kind. I mean, it take like I said, it take less. It take the same energy to be uh kind than when they do negative. But the only thing about being kind is you don't feel a drain from that. Personally, when I was getting out my head, getting out my
Yeah,
bag, and getting like you do say a few choice words to a few choice people. But then after you feel like that, you don't feel no better. You don't feel like I ain't never said nothing. Argue with somebody and just be like, yeah, I felt good. I got that off. And no, I feel like, dang, I wonder how they doing. I probably went too far. I need to apologize.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
that'll do something to you. You know what I mean? So it's like,
You're very empathetic.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
life of an empath right there. Cause hey, got me thinking about
for
myself. I'm an
real,
empath like a motherfucker. And that's where my mind be sometimes.
yeah,
Always thinking about, did I talk to that person the correct way, or
yeah.
what?
Because
How's their day going
it don't even
today?
matter.
Like
It don't even matter how you did me because it's like I don't get nothing out of just being like getting on. If anything, you winning because you managed to get me out of this character so hard.
man,
You know what I mean?
say
Now
that
I'm at
again,
your level.
man.
We
Like
at the same low vibrational type of time. I didn't gain nothing from cussing you out, from calling you this, that,
nothing,
and the third.
nothing.
You know what I mean? It's better to walk away. You might think like, oh, like I no, but you won. You
Yeah,
kept your peace. You held your ground. You didn't let this thing like every action don't deserve a reaction. You know what I mean? You get to live on to another day and see and those type of things like heartbreaking arguments and stuff like that.
yeah,
You learn from that in a way like I told my father like I hate that I had to go through so much pain, but I know I would never be that kind of person again. I'd never be this. I would never do this. I would never have this like thought because I learned. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You build your armor over time. You know what I mean? You
That's
just
dope.
that's really how it be. You can't no pain, no gain. That's what they say. No pain, no gain.
I ain't gonna lie, Gaddie. A lot of things you went in depth with answering these questions. It feel like just listening to you, I'm getting a sense of listening to like a new album,
Uh,
like a new album, like things that need to be discussed that's not being talked about enough.
yeah,
That can touch people in a way to drive them to to manipulate them for the better.
yeah,
Because music is manipulative, right?
yeah,
Especially if you put the a certain message behind it. So putting messages like all the things you've been talking about here today into music, like man, we've seen many others before us do it, and it's our turn
yeah, for sure.
to I think the things you spoke on today so far can really help break some break some generational curses and get people to start breaking these cycles. Like for real, for real.
Yeah, it always starts with you. I mean, I grew up like my like my dad's side or whatever. Always had like trouble with, like women, things like that. Like
Yeah,
that type of thing. And I said my father must have loved just enough for me to not have any. No, but like no, but I mean it's all about self control and things like that. Not giving it into because like one thing like when it comes to curses and cycles and stuff like that,
yeah,
like this guy explained it so well was saying like the devil or or some would deem the universe or whatever, things like that. It had the same playbook this whole time. He used it with your granddaddy,
yeah,
your granddad's father, your father. Now it's with you. So it ain't gonna get easier just because you was just born into like you were raised or whatever. Because once you get out into the world, that's it. Like I mean, my mom would be praying for me and things like that. But you still, as a man and as a woman, you still have to encounter and endure these things on your own, and stuff like that. So I mean, it's really that's all about. It's about self control, preservation, being in the moment, and not always. You got to be alert and and willing to stand your ground and things like that. Man, it's hard. It be hard. I mean, I ain't really never really I ain't had no problems like nothing like that. But like one thing they be saying like first thing they be like. Oh, you play guitar, man. I know you get the ladies and stuff like that, man. I said, why you think I'm so good? Because I ain't getting no ladies. I'm in the house. I'm playing this guitar here. You know what I mean? I'm chilling. But that's how that it's just all about being who you are and knowing what you want. You know what I mean? Because I
yeah,
mean, it's a lot of stuff out here. It's a lot of things out here. You know what I mean? But you can get into everything and anything, but you're gonna have a hard time getting what you really, really, really want because you just selling it for everything. You gotta learn
yeah,
to really keep yourself conserved.
yeah,
And that I mean, it'll be sometimes like them valleys. You'll get them, but you just know you're gonna see that mountain again. Just know that warm weather that sun gonna shine again. You know what I mean? But you sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
nah,
That's
for
all it's
real.
about.
It'll make it do what it do, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you follow the NBA?
Huh?
You follow the NBA?
Nah. Like what you mean?
Like the basketball? I was like, you familiar with some of the players?
Yeah.
Like you know who Kawhi Leonard is?
Yeah.
Man, you laugh just like her, man. That's why.
Everybody like my cousin were like, my cousin, you still got that same laugh. They be think I'm faking. Like, no, bro, it's coming from me. It's a little jolly, little chuckle. I might play a Santa one day. Uh, you know, uh,
Yeah, because I was just listening to your laugh. It sounded like a Kawhi Leonard laugh that went viral when he was with the Raptors a few years ago.
for real.
Man, I was like, your laugh sounds so familiar. I was sitting here trying to think about like who do he laugh like,
He,
man.
what's his name?
Yeah, that's what I'm over here in my mind. Like, you sound just like.
You was gonna get it when you got home. Like, oh man, that's what I was trying to
Yeah,
say.
I've been thinking about it for the longest. Like, man, that's what I was trying to avoid. Like, man, it's gonna come to me later, man. I'm trying to think about it now while we sitting here.
Yeah.
Like, who do he laugh like, man? Like, go out later. Man, yeah, man. Man, music is everything. So, like, I feel like you kind of touched up on it some, but what have been like? What's been like some of the beneficial things you can think about along your music journey? You just touched up on like a lot of the negative aspects
Yeah.
that come along with it in the music journey. What's been some of the things that you see as beneficial in the music journey?
Community and finding like-minded people is and just the overall like the what happens when I'm able to express myself and put these things out and stuff like that. But mainly just the new people that I've come to meet and know and be comfortable with around.
Yeah,
It's a lot of like I said, like I grew up kind of like a loner. Even though I have my brothers and things like that, but like I've been able to find good people in this work. You know what I mean? And I definitely plan on like being more in the collaborative, manner. I just haven't really like got to where I need to be on my end. Where I think I'm can be like a little bit settled to be more not settled, but just to do that, to have that. But like yeah, the community and just meeting people, or even when I be like busking or playing out on the street. I played
yeah,
out on the street like in Ann Arbor, like Detroit or the Bay City, so like that. People I meet along out there, what I mean. They said things or planted seeds, that I've been able to grow from, just because that one person, or says something, or even other thoughts and things like that. Just people you meet along the way,
yeah.
it's all a journey for real. And once I finally got to a place, because it's another thing. Like you ever watch the movie Soul? It's the
Who in
Disney
that?
movie.
Oh
And
no,
the dude, it was like a
I don't think
jazz.
I saw that one.
It was a musician movie. So like the dude had died and he came back just because he was a musician. So all his life, like his father was a musician. His mother was against it because it wasn't like really making much money and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
eventually in the movie, he got to where he wanted to go was to play with this woman. But like he said, like I came all this way and I was expecting something bigger, expecting something better, and like the lady was just like it was two fish in a lake, and it was like he was they went to I want to see the ocean. So when they got to
yeah,
the ocean, he was like, "No, I want to see the ocean. This is just water." You know what I mean? Sometimes like we be in our like not saying in our prime, but we be in our literal prayers that we were praying for. Like just me even being able to go into a restaurant, go to an event, go to the local stuff like that and play. That was something I only dreamt about years
man.
prior. But there are some moments in where I was thinking like, well, like it should be like I wish I this person or this, and that's another thing. Like the age of the internet will make you like to think you like way further than what you need to be. When
Yeah,
in reality, everybody's journey is different, and that's when I had to realize I had to appreciate my journey. I had to appreciate the people that I was meeting that while I'm meeting them, and even being in the season that I am, the isolation and the preservation versus the observation and the just being out there and things like that.
yeah,
And that's the like I'm appreciating the fact that I can even grow and become better than I was yesterday. I mean that's like this with music is you can only get better if you choose that. You know
yeah.
what I
That's
mean?
the
And,
thing in
and
itself.
it's a lot of, and then like the community when it comes to like the older generation, like when I be going out to the Golden Leaf, or when I
Yeah,
play like when I was going to like the Jazz Tuesdays with Rich Small,
yeah,
like they want to teach you if you willing to learn. Like them cats been playing for like years and years and years. You know what I mean? But it's good to have that, and to have that type of the mentorship, and stuff like that. I'm appreciative of them too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, and you've been performing since what year?
Since 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know why I was about to say 2019. What did you start doing in 2019?
I started playing guitar in 2017. 2019 I was still doing, I was marching band, tube and stuff like that. But I did like this Black History program at school.
Okay.
So yeah, I was performing, but I was like just it would just be like every so often. It wouldn't like
So in these last like 5 years of performing, like I feel like, or even just recently for myself in recent years, um, over this past year or so, year and a half, I feel like I'm finally walking through the correct doors. The correct doors are opening up for me now of opportunity through music and the people I've been meeting, you know, and not meeting individuals or getting booked in places that's leading me nowhere,
right.
like into a dead end or some shit, versus because I've been on my journey for like 20 plus years now. And I feel like just recently I'm like finally getting in the right rooms, what I'm saying? That's beneficial moving forward. And just thinking about some of what you were just touching up on as far as like how music has been beneficial as of late on your journey. For me, I just want to highlight recently, like it's been special
Yeah.
because it's like led to me meeting individuals like yourself, when places I would perform in 15, 20 years ago, I wasn't meeting like this type of talent.
Yeah.
Everybody was like all kind of the same.
Yeah.
A lot of us were like, it wasn't really too much different.
Yeah. Diversity.
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
diversity is everything.
Yeah.
And um, I don't know. I think I appreciate the diversity with the musicians and stuff that I've come across in the past like year and a half or so.
Yeah. And then just to think like the fact like I'm appreciative for myself 7 years ago. Even I mean not 7 years ago, 2017. Just as you should appreciate 20 years ago because most people don't even start. Like the starting, we have to realize the starting. That's when you start. That's the journey. That's the whole journey. Everything.
Yeah,
And it's great to highlight because like yeah, like 2024, 2023, I had like I was consistently playing out and doing stuff like that. But even in those times where I was like busking on the street and stuff like that, barely getting like $2 or just enough for gas to go back, make it back in the city, like those times they built me. They built my armor, my stamina, those
yeah,
type of things. You doing your performances, and having shows, and maybe somebody didn't come out or some this, that, and the third, but you can appreciate the fact that now people are showing up. Now they're doing that. Now they're doing this. But you've always shown up for yourself. Essentially, you've always given yourself the opportunity. Essentially, you've
yeah,
always been. You always been you. You growing into yourself as well. You reaping the benefits. You eating the fruit that you sown maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You have yourself to thank every time. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I think it's really powerful what you're doing out here because a lot of people need to know what's going on. You know what I mean? So you being the bridge for that because like a lot of people don't like they'll say like nothing going on da 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 this that and third, but I see you sharing everything, man. That's another thing. We need people like you. That's doing you doing it all. I mean, you got the podcast, you got you writing music for real, man. It's rare. Like gatekeeping is like such a big thing that, like I said, like I was saying, like the nonchalant, the solo, the gatekeeping, all this stuff like that.
yeah,
Music is meant to be spread as love is. You know what I mean? And by you spreading that and doing that stuff like that, that's your purpose, man. To be the bridge, to be the one that show out, man, and show up for everybody, and even including yourself as
I
well.
appreciate it, man. I try
Yeah,
to,
man.
man. I try to. I like I said, my 20-year experience, man. I just been trying to be for others who I needed for myself.
Yeah.
And that's just been it in recent years, man. Like hell, I was just watching you guys from afar, just social media, sharing people stuff who I haven't even met yet in
Yeah.
person. I never even had a conversation with. But if I see you doing something positive, I see your consistency. I see you doing your motherfucking thing. Shit, I'm gonna share it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push it. It's somebody out there, even if I'm not able to attend your show or your event, um, whatever it is you got going on, somebody out there following my page
Right.
may come across it and it'd be like, hey, let me go check this out. I'm free this day.
Exactly.
Somebody will start coming to check you out or tune into you. So, it's more fun to share
For sure.
in my yo gabba gabba voice. It's more it's more fun to share. Oh yeah, just sharing is caring, man. You
Sure.
never know. You never know what that can lead to. Support, support. You never know. You can be supporting the right person today, tomorrow. You never know, man. Just it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to support. It's very easy. It's very easy to get out and support, man.
Yeah, it's free.
You don't gotta. I don't support people in the sense of I'm gonna do this for him, hoping he do this for me. No,
Yeah.
like shit. Like I'm gonna support you because that's what the fuck I wanted to do. So
Yeah.
I
You
wanted to
gotta
support you.
give everything and expect nothing because
Yeah,
expectation will it'll lead to resentment eventually because you like, man, I did this, that, and third, so you tallying. But when you give out the pure of your heart, I mean, that's you got everything to gain from that. If
yep,
anything, something might come back to you, but it might, I mean, hey, not from that person, but
yep,
just in a way that you wouldn't even expect it. You know what I
yep.
mean? Like somewhere out in the world, you putting something out in the universe, it's bound to come back to you
The
in a great
universe
way.
is always
Yeah,
watching.
it's always
The
so.
universe is paying attention to everything,
Yeah, for sure.
everything, everything. You
For
gotta
real.
stay locked in,
For
man.
real.
And then how many shows you got booked coming up right now?
Just this one, but I mean, yeah, I just because I've been going back in time trying to learn and doing stuff like that. So I've been taking a breather for a minute. I
Okay.
ain't really just been trying to get out and do anything right now. But once I start like putting out music and stuff like that, I'll be looking to book some things. But other than that, I've just really just been living life again.
Nah, I see you got your friend over there.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah.
is that the guitar we talked about that you stormed out of class and received?
No, see, and then the funny thing with this guitar, it's an acoustic electric guitar.
Uh-huh.
But when I first bought it, I bought it like so. When I first bought a guitar, I live up the street from this pawn shop. I had
Yeah.
no general like knowledge of guitar, only knowing what a guitar is because I'm a musician. I
Yeah.
didn't know how to play, so I just one day like I got my first, I had my first job, and I went up the street and I got me a guitar, and I was like, I'm just gonna learn how to play it, I suppose. And so like when I bought this guitar, it was acoustic electric, so you plug in when I had my car in the machine to do it was like $80. Usually it'd be like 300 something dollars. The dude was like, "Oh yeah, the only thing is that the little plug-in don't work." So yeah, he
Oh.
waited to the last minute to tell me that. So then I took it to the guitar center. Lo and behold, it did work. It just needed a battery. So
Oh, okay.
so I got it at a discount. And the dude that thought he fooled me, I pulled the last card. So
Hey, that's
yeah,
what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
for
That's what
sure.
I'm talking. Universe working in your favor,
Oh
baby.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Um. So with you having a show this Friday at the local 7 p.m. Y'all make sure y'all get there. Get there early. Beat him there. Beat him there. 7 o'clock this Friday at the local 432. Catch Gaddie performing. Um, you want to give us a appetizer, a little preview of what's to come?
Oh yeah, I can do
You,
that.
you got you got a song in mind you want to play for us?
Yeah, I got a song.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, this one is called Kingdom State of Mind. hurt you seeing another human being hurting, not certain what to say, but if we pray we make it through. So what's the move? Fire's burning, arms gleaming. God, I can't believe that all this time I've been alive, I've yet to live a peaceful season. The God I know He wants us, love one another. You're my sister, my brother, no matter our color. In all the places that I've been, all the people that I've seen, so much negativity on my phone and community. So the question for today, do we hate to love or love to hate? Please don't mind, that's just my kingdom state of mind. Don't it hurt you seeing another human being go hungry, not eating for summer luxury to get Mickey D's by the weekend? Another soldier on the street ain't got no shoes up on his feet, and now there's nowhere for him to sleep but the dirt parking lot they paved this week because they paradise and put up a parking lot. Shot my brother down for nothing. Hope to see you in heaven, Jordan. I know you're up there recording. Heard a bird sing your song this morning. Protect my people, God, just hold us. Shine your light through me. Make it free so everyone affords it. So everyone adores it. All the places that I've been, all the people that I've seen, so much negativity on my phone and community. So the question for today, will we change ourselves to make the change? Please don't mind, that's just my kingdom state of mind.
Gaddie, ladies and gentlemen, Gaddie, 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 Gaddie. Give it up for Gaddie. That was fucking beautiful. That was fucking beautiful. Man. See, that right there is what I mean by like touching the soul. Like it's soothing the soul. It's like your music is peaceful. It's relaxing.
Yeah.
Like you can just cruise to that. You can ride out and cruise to it. You can clean the house to it. That's a shit. So that's all kind of music right there, man. When when was the first time you felt like you felt confident in delivering what you just delivered just there?
Um, when I it was maybe like in, well, dang, was like 2 years, like 2022, like that's when I really started. First I was like, I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do so many covers because this is another man's story, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I should start covering my own, essentially. And then when I started doing that and started doing my own music, I started feeling better, and I think that's when I started writing a little bit more music because it just started. It gave me more confidence when I was getting the feedback from my actual tones. instead of what I could play, any other like song, cover or anything. Because that's easy to pass the time is play a bunch of covers and things like that. But when it comes to, doing my own thing, that's when it like and people was like reciprocating that, they loved it, things like that, or they had a feedback or something like that. It kind of was like, okay, maybe I should start doing my own music again.
Hey man, that definitely keeps some of yours in the arsenal.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The song that you just played there, one of yours, right?
Yeah,
What's the name of that one?
Kingdom State of Mind.
Kingdom State of Mind.
Yeah,
Is that one you're going to be performing Friday?
yeah, that's one I'm performing Friday. Yes.
Hey, I'm looking forward to hearing that again. I like
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
I like that. That was dope. That was dope, man. Um, looking forward to many special performances from yourself. I know you go do the damn thing. Anything else that you feel like we need to highlight regarding Gaddie here today that we didn't touch up on?
Um, Not really. I'm fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about for Crystal Balls?
Oh man. Well, Crystal Boss, I'll be doing some live media coverage at Gaddie Show this Friday. So check me out there, Much to Discuss Media. Um, I'll be performing this Saturday here at Flower of Life. So come on back down with us this Saturday. Enjoy our 420 bash on 419. Yes, yes, yes. We got all type of deals going on. All type of deals going on. 420 bash on 419. Sorry about that, y'all. Y'all get with the 420 Bud Hunt. Y'all seen Jeff Sky and Cheese Sticks out there promoting the commercials we got going on. Get with it. I will be performing at the 420 bash on 419 this Saturday at Flower Life. Media coverage at the local this Friday for Gaddie. Um, what else we got going on? Much to Discuss Media be covering the 810 Spring Fashion Show. 810 Spring Fashion Show. It will be May 25th, Sunday, May 25th, at the Farmers Market, presented by Adriana Lanice, hosted by the Alpha Drew. We got a space tournament coming up. Look out for the dates for that one. They got a space tournament coming up. Got all kind of stuff, man. Yeah, but that's in the near future. We're gonna be covering Gaddie this Friday, performing at Flower Life this Saturday, and 810 Spring Fashion Show May 25th, presented by Adriana Lanice. That's where y'all can catch me at. And then and the space tournament. That'll be in May also. But yeah.
Nice.
Trying to stay busy, man.
Yeah.
Trying to stay busy. Y'all might look up and see me at the NBA playoffs here and there. I don't know. Yeah, you never know. You never know, man.
Making a half court shot.
Man, hey, they need to put some money on the line. I come down there. I've seen a few people take their shots for some money, man. I'm trying to take one of them.
Some money in the mill.
Oh man, man, for real. $100,000 shot, $1,000,000 shot.
For real.
Man, I'll put it back into the music scene, man. For real, and give us some more to do with this music shit. But hell yeah, man, I'm looking forward to some more fam sessions. Shit, we would like to get you on board with us, a special guest at a future fam session.
Right.
Rock out with the band, and shit, man, just stay consistent, man. Stay positive, and just keep trying to do our thing, man.
For sure.
Get back to creating some new material. Get some more writing done. I need to finish up. I still have not released my official first album yet, whether EP or LP. I've only did like little mixtape shit here and there, but I haven't done an official release yet. So I need to put emphasis on finishing that up like as soon as possible. I got plenty of songs. It's just some of them aren't like quite finished yet. So yeah, I need to get the ball rolling on that
for sure.
and catch up so I can have some in the resume.
Yeah.
Like yourself, and be talking about a couple albums here and there, And shoot, you don't know, man. We can do some collaborative work.
I'm looking. I can do that with you. Yeah, for sure.
For real,
Yeah.
man. Cause shit, man, I love your sound, man. And shit, I think that'd be special. I think that'd be special. But make sure to tell the people how to follow you.
Well, you can follow me anywhere on Instagram. It's Gaddie. It's Gaddie, but it's going as the at Deolagage, which is Deolajaj. And that's pretty much everywhere. If you want to get my Facebook, it's Deontay Gaddie Jr. But Gaddie is Gaddie. That's where you can find me everywhere about. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Gaddie, follow him on everything. He got the link. What was that? The link tree. Got
Yeah. Oh
the
yeah.
Facebook.
For
Got the
sure.
Instagram, YouTube. Man, follow him on everything, man. Check him out this Friday, performing at the local 432, 7 p.m. Get there early. Um, damn, it is one more thing before I let you go. I
Okay.
wanted to talk about. I forgot to ask earlier. Um, your first video
Yeah.
when creating that. Where did the inspiration come with no where did the mindset come for like creating that particular video? Like, where did the idea come from? Like doing it in the was the coffee shop, the
Yeah.
cafe?
Yeah. So the idea that came from like with me when it comes to first dates, I tend to go like not like expensive crazy, but like the cafe is just a nice place to just meet people and things like that.
Yeah,
So generally, like I'm a fan of conversation, good conversation.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So I when I was first writing the song, I was thinking like it was something like most of my songs when I first started them, I forgot what my first thought. It'd be something completely different. So when I wrote Cafe, I had the idea like each stanza is like I met this girl at a cafe, which is like that was signifying like multiple dates. I met this girl at a cafe, but instead of just like this didn't work out and I'm mad about it, it was like when you in your time, like sometimes like most of the time, like I never really like I've been in a relationship before, but like I haven't been like continuously like in and out relationships and stuff like that.
yeah,
I've got little to none, but I was starting to appreciate more. Like I'm meeting these people, we having these like common interests, so we talking or do,
yeah,
but it don't work out, and it just happens to happen. That's just a part of life. Some things just don't work out. So that was the thing. The idea was like I met this girl at a cafe, exchange of passive face, coffee taste, and conversations. The smell of cream cheese. Like I was just admiring her presence. If this one girl, so like in the video, like they all had Wu Tang shirts on, and
yeah.
like with the Wu Tang shirts, the idea I got from that was from one of my favorite movies, Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind
Okay.
with Jim Carrey. And like in the movie, like it's this girl like she can like forget. They go like to this thing where they forget everything, like basically what they did. And one thing in the movie, like an Easter egg they put in the movie, was like every time like she want to change her life or like she change her hair. So
Yeah,
like throughout the movie, her hair be different every time. But like in the end of the movie, it comes to the conclusion that they dated like so many times before, but just forgot because they put like that helmet. So like when I was doing that, when I was making it to where they had the like different shirts, that was to signify where the one song it seemed like it may be just one girl, but in reality it's different dates with different people. You know what I mean?
okay,
So like it was just like, but just appreciating the moment for what it is instead of just saying being bitter and like I didn't do this or I didn't have this. You know what I mean? Da da da. But just appreciating the time that we get to meet people. I mean, you meet people anytime, like out in public or just a stranger. You know what I mean, you might not know them or be friends with them, but
yeah,
they might have said something that just still resonates with you today. And that's what I was starting to learn was it's about moments sometimes with the people. So that was the idea that I had was getting from that. When I made the song, was just like enjoying the moments for what it is and the good things and everything, instead of
yeah,
like the bad or whatever. Because everybody got their own set of issues and pros and cons. You know what I mean? So that was the general premise of it. It was just
yeah.
so yeah,
I like that, man. I
yeah,
like that. Can't wait to see more visuals from you,
oh yeah,
man.
for sure.
Y'all go, y'all go stream that, man. Run that up, man. It's still out there on YouTube. Cafe, right? That's
Yeah,
not
cafe. Yep,
Cafe
cafe.
by Gaddie.
Yep.
Y'all go check that out, man. Y'all follow him, and Let's get that playing, man, because that's something that can be played for many years to come, man. We got Gaddie. Much to discuss with Chris the Boss. We here at Flower of Life. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you.
Appreciate you,
Honor
brother.
to be here, man.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Yes, sir.
Once again, we'd like to thank the world for tuning in. Follow our guests. Find the link in the description. Please comment down below. Leave your honest thoughts. Let me know if you like or dislike Chris the Boss. It's a vibe. Topics expanded worldwide. Tap the bell. Hit subscribe. You'll be notified. On the journey, close your eyes. Create your own ride. Much to discuss. The rest is on us. Hope you enjoyed the show. Soon we'll be back for more. Hope you enjoyed the show. Pretty soon we'll be back for more. Be fair, take care. Less stress, stay blessed.